Hey there, good morning. I'm John. Today is Tuesday, June 25th, 2024. Welcome to another entry in my daily vlog, my regular ritual stand-up where I talk about what I've been doing next and how it's going, trying to make content creation indefinitely sustainable, and how it's going. Did I say that? I think I said how it's going. What I typically do is start, recap yesterday, talk about our stats, talk about today. So let's do exactly that. Yesterday, of course, I spent some time preparing the podcast for the edit today, which we'll talk about momentarily. Also spent a few hours writing out the full script for a collaboration video with a partner. I've mentioned over the last couple of weeks, we've had a few meetings to talk with them. And effectively, a lot of the stuff I'm going to talk about is kind of new information. So wrote the script for them, and then I've submitted it to them just to double check, not for editorial content, of course, but for factual, make sure I don't spill the beans on anything prematurely and make sure everything is factual so that I can get that video underway. And once I have approval on the script, then I'll be pretty quick to knock it out, I think. It took some time. I knocked out another episode of Celebrating Yesteryear, which you'll recall is the series that I host over on Retro Days. One of those comes out every single Saturday, and I'm trying to keep up with the scripts. I'm not caught up again. The writer Tony is getting ahead of me because he's very efficient, but I'm caught up with reality at least, not with his script. So I'm ahead of the game there. Also spent some time yesterday trying to stack my schedule for the next week or two. Now that might sound trivial, just we'll slide things around, but it's kind of a matter of looking at a story or a production or whatever, estimating its effort. Estimating is it can I do it? Should I do it earlier or later? Is it evergreen or is it timely? And then stacking kind of what resources I have and time available to get those things done. And it's constantly kind of shifting, but kind of got maybe next week and a half planned out now, up until convention season starts, which is early July. So. Let's talk about stats. So stats have been meh lately, and they're still pretty meh. We'll talk more about that here at the end of this vlog, but on this little chart that I built, I would like to be ideally right in the middle, about 50 subscribers average over the last 7 days and 10,000 views average over the last 7 days. Views have held pretty well, just below where we want to be, right at 9,000 views. Only an average of shy of 20 now, about 19 and a half subscribers over the last 7 days. It's been low for a long time, believe me. There was a time when it was well up over 50 for a good long while, and now we're here again. So, therefore, yesterday was really bad, which we'll talk about in a second, but not even a new milestone today, even though we were so close yesterday. Anyway, I'll get to that in a second. First, though, today is Tuesday, podcast editing day, so live over on Twitch, we get together. I edit the entire show from raw audio, multiple tracks, down to a cohesive thing that gets published on Thursday. If you're interested or would like to join us, just head over to twitch.tv/GenXGrownUp. It starts at 10 a.m. Eastern and usually runs for about 2 hours. Furthermore, not only is that fun to do, but if you have an Amazon Prime subscription, most people do, I think, not everybody, I suppose, and you don't use it already, you may or may not know you have a free Twitch subscription you can use every month. Give it to any Twitch creator you like. I'm a Twitch creator. Doesn't cost you anything. So if you would be so kind, please consider popping over to twitch.tv/GenXGrownUp and contributing by clicking on the little subscribe button, or it might say resubscribe for you. When that pops up, go to a second tab. You'll see a little tick box. It says use my Prime sub, which will make the little checkout button say $0, not $5, which $5.99 or whatever it is now. Anyway, it's free for you. And so that is a contribution that you can give to help support us without costing you anything, just taking money out of the pocket of Amazon they would otherwise keep and roll back into their coffers. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'll tell you, last month, I think we made about $120 from Twitch from largely free contributions that people have done through their Amazon. We love if you would do it. We're so thankful when you do. And even if you can't or don't want to do that, at least maybe pop over to the live stream and say hi. It's a reliable place to see me live every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Once that's done, that takes usually all through the morning to about 12:30. I'm going to work another long-form video for midweek release. There are a couple of possibilities. I just got to kind of pick one and zoom down that lane. I'm very close on each of them that I could get them done. Maybe today, more likely tomorrow, but we'll see. Of course, well, something news pops up, in which case that'll take priority, but haven't seen anything yet this morning. So before I go, I'm going to talk a little bit about each day now. I used to always talk about my stats, and now I've made them tangible. I make that little chart that pops up, you know. It's it's the nature of this vlog. I don't want to pull any punches. I don't want to hold back or sugarcoat or over romanticize anything. It's a little embarrassing to stand here knowing I'm going to throw a graphic over me that shows subpar performance. That's aggravating. It bugs me, and like in a perfect world, it's like, who in their right mind would stand in front of a group of people and talk all about their deficiencies? You know, it feels like a deficiency. It feels like I need to be where that is, and if I'm not making that, then I'm well behind. I want to be honest in this vlog and show you the reality of what it's like to try to make content creation indefinitely sustainable. So to not show that would be a falsehood, right? It would be hiding something that's a huge part of it. But I think of like actors who they make a movie and then they go on a press tour to tell you the movie's coming out. But then the next time you see them, if the movie was a hit or a flop, they only talk about the hits. They don't talk so much about the flops, do they? They don't make a press tour again to talk about how poorly it performed at the box office. You don't see them again until the next movie they make, and they're hyping how great it is. And when I do this each morning, this is my microscopic press tour for, hey, I have a video coming out today. And the next day I say, yeah, it didn't do well. And I have to stand here and talk to you about how something did not perform properly. It didn't do well, how my stats are low. Like yesterday, when we talked, we were at 50,280 something. This morning, we're only at 50,290 something. Yesterday was a 9 subscriber day. That's a long way from 50. I mean, okay, it's not 0, so it's progress, and I acknowledge that. And you guys are wonderful. You're going to tell me in the comments, John, hang in there, stick to it, you're doing great. People will find you, all this stuff, and I love you for that, and it's fantastic. And I think you're right. But that doesn't take away the sting that I get when I go, here are the stats, look how crappy. That's all because of me. You know, it's aggravating. But the other side of that coin, it's real. It's what I feel, you know, as the day is rolling by, and I'm like, that thing's not moving. It's going to be a bad day. And you can see it, and you can feel it, and you can sense the velocity is slow. You get a couple of spikes here and there sometimes, you know, but we've talked before about, because I am fully invested in this right now, the performance of this has a direct impact on my mental well-being, on my emotional well-being. So when things are going below what I know they can be, what I have seen them, you know, hey, come on to the Tonight Show and talk about how poorly your movie did. Well, no, I can say no, right? If I was that actor. But look, this is the job that I've given myself, which is not only to do the work, but also to do this vlog and share the work, the reality of the work. I was at a toy show on Saturday, and someone recognized me. John, GenXGrownUp, hey. I'm like, hey, how are you? Nice. And he was wonderful. He was wonderful. And he's like, hey, 50,000 subscribers, you're making it, it's great. And I'm gracious, and I'm thankful, and I appreciate, but I'm kind of going, yeah, well, that and a cup of coffee, you know, will get you started in the morning. But, you know, it's not, that subscriber number, though wonderful, does not guarantee anything. It's a number. It's the views. It's the views that matter. It's the views that create revenue. It's the views that create viewership and more subscribers. It's the views that I'm chasing all the time. And it's the views that luckily the views are doing well. They're better. It's the subscribers that are down, but the views even are low, below where they need to be. So I just want to talk about that because, if I were looking at me going, does he enjoy standing there talking about how the stats are low? He doesn't. I can assure you he doesn't. So, yeah. Yeah, it's something. Hopefully soon we can talk about how great the stats are. I look forward to that. The reason I do all the low stats is so we can show them when they're high and feel great about it. We're just not there yet. So in the comments, all the things I know you're going to say, and thank you for them. You're right, and I agree. Stick in there. I feel like I'm doing a good job. Things are coming along, just not the velocity that I would like. All that is true. But no matter how much of that is factually accurate, it doesn't change how it makes someone feel when they're attached to this and they're the kind of the sole responsible party to make sure that it is good and proceeds properly, and it's not. So, and that's me. So, whew, bummer, but reality. I'm gonna go. We got a live stream in about an hour. I got to get ready for that over on Twitch. Hope to see you there. If you stopped in to check out today's vlog, of course, I'm grateful that you did that. Thank you so much. If you're here every day, well, I love you for that. Appreciate you. Have a great Tuesday. Remember to do something good for yourself, and I'll talk to you again next day. Bye-bye.